Most of us love sleeping on comfortable foam beds with a luxurious mattress and pillow. But Koreans are different. They prefer rock-solid beds made out of soil. These beds are not only very hard, but also so expensive. A premium soil bed can cost you from $1,000 to up to $10,000. This cost is justified by the quality and benefits it provides. Welcome back to another video from Lord Gizmo. Today you will watch the impressive manufacturing process of Korean soil beds. This South Korean factory, Hwangto Bed, is located in Gyeonggi Province, where they produce hundreds of soil beds every single day. Crafting these traditional Korean beds starts with large volumes of Hwangto, or yellow soil, prized for its naturally high viscosity and cohesive texture. Qualities that let artisans mold sturdy, seamless bed bases without chemical binders, while still allowing gentle airflow for sleeper comfort. Alongside the 70% yellow soil, artisans fold in a calibrated mix of 15% loess clay, 10% standard clay, and 5% ground pottery stone. Each component plays a role. Loess tightens the particle matrix, regular clay evens out moisture, and pottery stone acts as a natural aggregate that curbs shrink cracks, while adding heft and thermal mass. In short, each contributes different properties. To keep the prepared mix workable, artisans drape a heavy plastic tarpaulin over the soil pile. This barrier prevents rain from washing away fine particles and direct sun from flash drying the surface, either of which could ruin the carefully balanced moisture content needed for smooth molding. At this stage, a high-capacity wheel loader hoists the 4 distinct soil types from under their tarp, moving each material one by one to the crushing machine. It scoops each soil type in turn, then rolls its bucket across a flush-mounted floor scale that confirms the exact proportion before dumping the material into the underground pug mill for thorough crushing. Even after the wheel loader tips its payload, a sticky film of soil clings stubbornly to the steel bucket. Operators whip out flat shovels and wide-blade scrapers, hand-clearing every last pound into the pug mill, so the mix ratio stays spot on, and none of that material goes to waste. Inside an industrial ball mill, operators load the blended soil together with a precise charge of smooth river stones. As the steel drum rotates at roughly 15 RPM, the stones tumble and collide, grinding themselves into sharp grit that scours the sticky clods until the mix transforms into a fine, mold-ready powder. Technicians meter in roughly 10% water by weight, then clamp the ball mill's hatch tight. The sealed chamber keeps humidity stable, letting moisture plasticize the clay particles so they roll instead of shear, which in turn prevents microfractures from forming as the drum churns. Once hydration peaks, the slurry is perfectly conditioned for molding without risking shrink cracks later on. Once hydration is spot on, operators fire up the ball mill. Over a continuous 10-hour run, the drum's steady rotation grinds the blend to a powder just slightly coarser than household flour, an ideal texture for pressing sturdy, crack-resistant bed slabs. After 10 hours of continuous milling, operators shut down the ball mill and scoop out a silky ochre-tinted slurry. Pinch a bit between your fingers and it glides on like watercolor paint, smooth, cohesive, and totally free of grit, proving the mix has reached the perfect fineness for molding flawless bed slabs. Hanji, the traditional handmade mulberry paper of Korea, is pulped in an industrial mixer, and the soft fibers are folded into the soil slurry. Those long cellulose strands behave like natural rebar, giving the blend extra flexibility so it can dry without a single crack. Inside a hydraulic dehydrator, essentially a giant filter press, the pumped-in soil slurry flows from an underground holding tank into narrow, cloth-lined chambers. Powerful rams then squeeze the mix at roughly 150 psi, driving water through the filter panels so efficiently that the once liquid blend emerges as a firm, disc-shaped press cake, ready for slab molding. Each compressed press cake emerges as a round slab weighing roughly 10 kilograms, approximately 22 pounds. A single dehydration cycle lasts just over 6 hours, driving moisture down to a target 12% and yielding about 80 uniform plates per run, ready for final shaping and kiln drying. The 10-kilogram press cakes are now conveyed straight into an industrial pug mill, a heavy-duty kneading mixer. Twin augers inside the pug mill chop each approximately 10 kilograms press cake into chunks, then force the clay forward as a dense, air-free pellet. In short, it recompacts the clay, expels trapped air, and evens out any leftover moisture before molding begins. Next, it extrudes one seamless clay billet. Then, an automated guillotine slices it into perfectly uniform, cylinder-shaped logs, each sized for the next pressing stage. The freshly cut cylindrical clay logs are loaded onto a flatbed truck for a quick 20-minute interplant shuttle. Heading to the finishing facility where they'll be pressed into full-size bed slabs. Each cylindrical clay log feeds into a hydraulic molder, where vacuum-treated loess is compressed into a slab roughly 2.5 feet wide by 6 feet long. The intense pressure and partial vacuum drive out any last air pockets, yielding a dense, crack-free board that's ready to become the warming core of a traditional Korean stone bed. After emerging from the vacuum chamber, each slab is lightly tapped and scanned to confirm 0 trapped air pockets. A veteran finisher then trims the perimeter, scrapes away tiny burrs, and runs precision calipers across the face, guaranteeing crisp edges, a satin-smooth surface, and rock-steady thickness from corner to corner. From the press, each board slides into a dim, climate-controlled curing room, where it rests on steel racks for 20 to 30 days at a steady 77 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The low light and gentle airflow let moisture escape evenly, so the slabs dry straight and never develop sun-induced cracks. This manufacturing factory turns out about 200 boards every day, keeping the racks in near constant rotation. After nearly a month in the dark curing room, workers slide the slabs off their racks and stack them upright on rolling carts. Once the curing cycle is complete, each slab emerges a shade lighter, its surface taking on a warm, honey-tan patina as residual moisture evaporates and the fine loess particles realign under slow heat. This subtle color shift is a quick visual cue for inspectors that the board has reached its target. Slow, even drying has trimmed the mass to roughly 1/3 of the original wet weight, leaving each board at about 50 kilograms, approximately 110 pounds. Densified to this level, a single slab can safely withstand 7 to 8 times the weight of an average adult. Workers can't easily tell if a board is completely dry. Unloading one that's still damp could make it snap. At the trim station, seasoned operators guide water-cooled diamond saws to shave each cured slab down to its final footprint, about 2.5 feet by 6 feet, accurate to plus or minus 0.04 inches. The blades bevel the edges in the same pass, eliminating sharp corners and guaranteeing a perfect drop-in fit for the heated bed frame. The next step is a light sanding pass. Craftsmen stroke ultra-fine 320 grit sandpaper across the slab's face to polish away loose grains while preserving the subtle embossed microtexture that forms as the loess dries. They work slowly, almost like a spa massage, because too much pressure would fracture the yellow soil surface, undoing days of careful curing. Now, apply a coat on the board to avoid smearing the yellow clay. Because yellow soil is a natural material, the coating also must be a natural, eco-friendly material. In this case, it is a natural lacquer known as shellac. This coating also prevents foreign substances from sticking to the board and gives it a unique, polished look. A yellow logo is also printed on it for the branding purposes. A fine shellac mist, an all-natural lacquer made from tree resin, is atomized through spray guns and laid on each slab in a uniform. The quick-dry film locks in the loess surface, stops dust from smudging, repels dirt, and leaves a warm, glass-like sheen. While the sprayed finish dries, we move to the frame workshop, where each bed is cut and assembled to match exact customer requirements. Workers spend several hours making laser-accurate measurements, sawing the boards, and routing a deep 3/4-inch groove that will support the soil panel.
한 종 만드는 데는 보통 전부 다 합치면 4월 1일 걸리고요.
4일이나 걸려요?
예. 또 일을 하는 거는 간단한 거 이런 거지만 전부 다 나머지는 수작업을 다 해야 됩니다. 손으로 일일이 자치적 재갖고 맞춰갖고 주문이니까요.
Before final assembly, they briefly char the wood to protect its grain. This device checks each new soil bed for radioactivity, reading picocuries per liter. Because heated clay can give off radon, a colorless, odorless gas that damages lungs.
예요? 얘는 0.17 나오죠? 정부에서 기준으로 제시하는 게 4피코큐리인데 저희는 테스트에서 4피코큐리가 아니고 2피코큐리 이하인 제품만 저희가 검수해서 출고를 하죠.
After a final visual and dimensional inspection, each slab slips into a breathable non-woven sleeve, receives a snug corrugated cardboard jacket, and is paired for shipment. This dual-layer wrap cushions shocks in transit while allowing any trace moisture to escape, protecting the shellac-polished surface from scuffs.
요게 이제 마지막 단계니까 나가서 잘 쓰면 보람 있는 거죠.
The slab's journey ends at the customer's home, but the precision work continues. Installers level the bed frame first, then ease the approximately 50-kilogram loess board into the bedroom. One careful lift at a time, because a single slip can crack the stone irreversibly. Once the frame is true, they lower the board onto its seat and seal the joints, completing the heated bed assembly without a millimeter of wobble. This one has arrived at its place where it will be installed. Like its manufacturing, the installation is also not easy. They have to carefully take each board to the bedroom. Any mishandling will damage the board permanently. Installers first assemble a well-finished hardwood frame, essentially a standard bed base hollowed out to cradle the stone panel. Then level and square it with shims. Once every corner checks true, they hoist the approximately 110-pound 50-kilogram low slab and lower it into the cavity until it rests perfectly flush and wobble-free. And that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the manufacturing of the Korean bed. You are welcome to share your thoughts in the comments section. like, and subscribe. And we will see you next time.
한국 사람은 온돌이 최고죠. 근데 그 황토잖아요. 또 황토 되게 좋다고 요즘 많이 회자되고 있는데 원래 방바닥에 욕 깔고 잤잖아요. 근데 그때부터 그 느낌 전 좋은 것 같아요.
That's a wrap on our deep dive into Korea's heated stone beds, a marvel that blends ancient Hwangto craftsmanship with modern precision engineering. If you enjoyed the video, share your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe so you never miss our next build breakdown.